Hi all, welcome to the Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen. I've had this mould for a little while now, and I thought it was about time that I did something with it. So I'm attempting to do the outside and in the dragon itself in one colour and then back it with another. But rather than painting the mould, I'm going to try to mix the mica powder with the resin and just get it into those spaces. So I'm going to go mix up my resin, and I will be back with you very, very soon. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I've got my resin mixed up. I've got roughly 60 grams of resin per white crystal here. Now, I apologise for the tight camera shot, but I've got so much other stuff that I'm working on at the same time that this is pretty much all the room I have. I've got this mica powder. It's a chameleon green crimson shift. I'm going to sling a bit of that in my cup. I think that should be enough. Get it back down there and pick the cap up so you can see. Oh, resin's nice and warm. It's been, I have it sitting on the heat mat during the day when I'm working. Obviously, I don't leave it on there overnight because that would be a very silly thing to do. What that does mean is that I can't really pour first thing in the morning. I have to kind of wait for it to warm up and do other things at the same time. If this isn't enough, I do have some more sitting at the side. But I'm hoping it's going to do the trick. Now the spines down the neck here are a little bit detailed, so I'm going to give that a quick spray. I'm going to spray my cup anyway in case I got any lumps of powder in there. But I'm going to give it a little squirt. I suspect this is not going to work because I think the head is higher than the rest, but we'll see how we get on. I may have to do that part in layers. I'm going to start by pouring into the part where I just sprayed it. Let it kind of start working its way out from there. A little bit in here as well. I'm good all day. Well, I kind of have, but you know what I mean. And pour a little down the edge here. Well, that's not down the edge, is it? Oh, I have to clean that up before I do the next coat. We'll actually clean it. It is running down into the edge of the tray. I'm not making my own life easy here, am I? So I think I'll have to kind of dribble this in a bit. Make sure it goes into the bits where I want without giving myself too much tidying up to do. Yeah, that's still going to have quite a bit of cleanup. It's okay though. I'll clean it up before it cures. It's easier than doing it afterwards when you're using more than one colour or doing more than one layer, which is what the general idea is here. But push this up to the edges. A little more into the edge here. That's really weird. I could sort of see what I was doing at this edge and not at this end. I made less mess up here than I did down there. at his head, see if it'll stay in there or if it'll go down too far. More or less running where I want it to be. So far so good. Probably shouldn't have said that because now I'm very likely to make an awful mess. It's generally what happens when you say something's going really well. It's about to go wrong. Like that. I think I've got about enough in the mould actually now. Just a couple of places where I need to top up. Probably could have done with a little more colouring on the resin, but can't really do an awful lot about it now that I've poured it. And I don't think there's much more room in here now. Just going to make sure the spines are done. But it's right up to the tips of this pattern. I will go around, give it a clean up, and I will see you when we're ready for the next layer. See you in a bit. Hi all, back again. Now, this next coat, I've decided I'm going to have another attempt at chameleon flakes. These are, I believe, called fuchsia. These are from less resin. But rather than fight with the way I did last time, I'm just going to kind of sprinkle. That was a good start, wasn't it? I want more at this end. Don't really want to put much down the other end. I'll kind of buff it about. Just going to drop a little more. I'm going to take my brush and sort of attempt to burnish it in a bit, but it's going to look really patchy, I think, because I've just messed that up. But let's see how we get on, shall we? Okay, it's not going too badly. I need to be very careful not to knock the resin away from the mould. Just want to make sure that this is stuck and doesn't end up going where I don't want it to be. I'm going to think a little more because I've got it lumpy in places. After my last attempt with the chameleon flakes, I wasn't ever going to use them again, but they were expensive. And I do like the effect that they give. It's just an absolute nightmare. Or for me, they're a nightmare to work with. Other people seem to have far less trouble than I do. So, pop the lid back on this before I knock it over. Work this in a little here so that it doesn't move too much. That's a mess. get the lid from under there. I'm just going to knock off what's on the lid, get it in here a little. And I think I'm going to leave it at that, because the more I mess about with it, the worse it's getting. So I'm going to go mix up my resin, and I will be back with you very shortly. See you in a sec. Hey guys, back again. I've got my resin mixed up. I've got 180 grams of resin pro eye crystal. Unfortunately, I don't think I can raise the camera much more, because, yeah, I've got so many things going on the desk. I'm going to use this pigment paste that I got from Temu. It's black, but it's got a gold sparkle to it. I have used it before and I really liked it, so I'm going to do it again. What I should have done is pop this on the heat mat, because it's very, very thick. But I didn't, and it's a bit late now. I'm going to take a nice big dollop. Probably too much, actually. And get another stick so I can scrape it off into the resin. I use more sticks this way. The problem is you don't want to put mixed resin into your pigment paste, because it will just cure there in the pot. It'll be a complete waste. Balance my stick over there and see how this goes. It does take a little bit of mixing, this one, but it gets there eventually. I'll probably speed this part up. This is still far too transparent, so I think I'm going to put a little bit of, what am I going to use? Black mica powder in there. Feels like it's all mixed in, but it's very, very clear. Hopefully the glitter that's in here will drop to the bottom. I'm going to put that down while I go and grab my mica powder. Been tidying up again. Haven't got an awful lot of this left, so I need to order some more. And use the other end of this stick to do that. The black mica powder has a shimmer as well, but it's more of a grey-ish. I hope this isn't going to spoil the look of it. I'll speed you up again for this. So I'm going to give this a quick squirt of isopropyl alcohol, if I can find it, just to make sure that there's no bubbles of powder left. I can see one or two rising to the surface. I'm hoping that I'm able to edit out the sound of the rain, because it is absolutely teeming down out there. I think that's opaque enough. If it's not, I'll put another back coat on it later, just to see how much this mould is going to take. Never done this mould before, so I suspect I probably haven't got enough made up anyway. It's fairly evenly running out to the edges. And it drops them into the head. It goes right up into the tip of the face. And into the hole. I'm assuming that's what that is. No, I'm not going to have nearly enough, but that's okay. I'll put another coat on when this one is cured. I won't bore you with the next coat. I'll just wait for this to cure up, put another layer on, and then I will see you for the demold. Bye. Morning. I'm ready for the demold. I am quite excited about this. I've had this mold lying around for ages and I've just never done anything with it. Well, I'm hoping I can edit that awful racket outside out. Something very large just went over the speed bump outside the house. This face is thinner than the rest, so I'm trying to make sure that it's not going to bend. Came out easier than I was expecting. Well, it mostly came away. I will have to clean that up a little bit. Put that out of the way. And wow, I'm really, really happy with that. The difference in the chameleon flakes, the green, gold, red, and of course this edge is all chameleon powder as well, which is a reddish green sort of colour. It came out absolutely beautifully. On there, fluff. Don't know if you can see I think you can, the gold glitter in the black, in the pigment paste. Unfortunately, you can see where the supports in the mould were. So obviously the mould isn't that fantastic. I may or may not put thin top coat on it, just to kind of disguise that a bit. But overall, I am absolutely thrilled with how this came out. Oh, I can't stop looking at the colours changing. They're changing at a different rate for me than they are for you because of the angle, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have spread it out a bit more and it's a bit blobby here and there, but overall, I'm really happy. So I hope you liked the video. Give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please do. Press the button down there. Doesn't cost you anything. And it does help my channel out a massive amount. So I'll get you some photos and I will see you very soon for the next one. Bye.